Very good evening to one and all. Thank you SRM TRP for inviting me here. மனத்துக்கண் மாசில நாதல் அனைத்தரன் ஆகுல நீர திறன். Do you know the meaning of this Tirukkural? I always have this habit of starting with one Tirukkural. Thiruvalluvar is one person who is always crystal clear. He gives everything in a shortest form possible. He says, if a person's mental health is fine, he has every single virtue with him. He doesn't have to search for anything else. Whereas if he doesn't have, he has nothing. So we always have this habit of shouting about physical health, diabetes, obesity, heart attack. But we always whisper about mental health. Don't you agree with me? We always have this taboo, stigmas attached to mental health. I don't know why. I've been in this career for the past 20 plus years. And initially in my career, I used to face so many difficulties to convince people that they need to go for treatment. People always have this ideology that when we call mental health, nana mentala. So they don't understand. Mental health is nothing wrong. We have to have it intact, and we all have it. People who have a head will have mind, and mind will have issues. But even today, in spite of so many scientific advancements and people's thinking process changed, still there are a lot of stigmas. There is something called psychosomatic disorder. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. Recently, there are a lot of heart attacks among young students, youngsters. Have you noticed that? One major reason causing that is stress. When I say stress, people take it very easy. I just have stress today, I'll be fine tomorrow. We are not talking about that stress. We are talking about the stress that is slowly destroying you from within. It can be work stress, financial stress, personal stress, emotional stress, family stress, relationship, love, commitment, stress. People don't understand that we always look forward to things that is more materialistic to show people, I have got a BMW car, I've got a Benz car. But how strong am I mentally? How emotionally hygienic I am? People don't notice that. And coincidentally, today is World Suicide Prevention Day, September 10th. So, how many of you think suicide is not for us? It is something totally isolated. There are some people born for it and they go with it. Actually, suicidal thoughts are there for every one of us. Some way or another in our life, we will come across that thought. Do you agree? There'll be a juncture where we're like, what's the point in living? But some people are blessed with the wisdom or courage to cross over it and move on. And some people get victimized. So suicide is something that we have to talk about. Why? Because according to Lancet, a British medical journal, the maximum number of youngsters' suicidal death happens in not the Western countries, not the countries with poverty. It is in southern part of India. It is very pathetic to even read that. We are blessed with so many virtues. We have very strong fundamental family system here, traditions, culture. religiosity, spirituality, but still the maximum number of suicides among youngsters between 18 to 39 years happens in southern part of India. So as I was talking about psychosomatic disorder, any emotion that you suppress or any emotion that is not addressed will result in some sort of physical, it will manifest in physical disorder. Some people will have skin rashes, breathing difficulty, stomach problem. So they will have all the checks done, all the tests done, everything will be normal, but they will undergo some issues. So when you actually study what's happening with them, they will have a childhood trauma or they will have some current stress running. So we need to rectify that so that they don't end up with any major physical illness. And one thing I can tell you is, even today I am noticing, I am seeing so many faces here. Nature always gives a solution when there is a problem. It's a pair. Whatever you see around, if there is a problem, definitely there will be a solution next to it. Do you agree with me? Do you? Okay. So we have so much of stress. What is the solution? A very easy solution. Nature has gifted every single one of us. Humans are gifted with it. Any guess? Nothing but laughter, which we forget often. When you laugh your heart out, you can completely combat your stress. We all know about depression. Nowadays, it's become a very common word. Even a small kid will say, "I'm depressed." She won't even know what the meaning is. I'm depressed. Second, anxiety. Nowadays, many of them are undergoing something called anxiety, which is a kind of restlessness, palpitation. They can't think properly. Their memory and concentration is totally distorted. They feel low self-worth. They can't function whatever they're doing. A student cannot study. A person cannot work. They either have excessive sleep or they don't. Or they have excessive stress eating or they don't eat at all. So these are another issues. And third is self-harming behavior. Just check your friends sitting next to you. If they have cut marks on their wrist. Okay, I got it. See, this is one sign which we all fail to notice. We always see it and we kind of brush it off, but it's a very serious sign. A person who's having self-inflictive behavior, who wants to hurt themselves, who want to suffer, who want to show people that, see, this is who I am. They are actually seeking for help. And most importantly, what is psychotherapy and counseling? See, many a times I hear this. Counseling is nothing, just chit-chatting. Sometimes my clients and patients who sit in front of me will say, "Nethu night na ungalku counseling kuduthen." That is not counseling. Giving advice or chit-chatting or just talking to your friend is not counseling. It is done in a clinical setup with expertise by a qualified professional, and it is talk therapy. Itself is a therapy. People are unaware about it. And secondly, psychotherapy. There are a lot of therapy methodologies. In fact, today morning, one of your students approached me and told that he's having anxiety and he's been under medication for years and he wants to come out of it. So there are a lot of other methodologies in psychotherapy, like cognitive behavior therapy, hypnotherapy, transactional analysis. So we can always use one of them in spite of going for medication or avoiding medication. People should understand that mental health is most fundamental right for every single human, and we should not shame or embarrass person who is coming and complaining or letting you know that they're going through something. This is another huge problem. When someone says that, I don't know, something is wrong with me, immediately people say, ஒன்னும் இல்லடா விடு பார்த்துக்கலாம். Please don't do that. Try to help that person. Try to say, if you need help, we can work on that. No problem. And please don't neglect them. Don't look at them like they are some unwanted creatures. Every one of us are going through something at some point in life, as I told you. So this is that person's time. So we need to help that person. And be there, listen to that person. Don't avoid. Don't think. See, the problem in India is earlier mental health well-being was so neglected that people with mental issues were completely thrown out of the house. They were abandoned on the street, or they will go and admit them in the hospital and they will forget about them, or they will go and tie them in any temples or religious places and they will forget about them, or they will penalize them, they will punish them like anything, or they will go to unnecessary places and they will beat them or punish them, saying that some unclean spirit is there inside. So this is how mental health was treated earlier. But recently, people understand the value. They know what it is. And I have witnessed, when a person enters my clinic with depression or with any psychological problems, when everything is fine and when they step out, they almost have a second life. They feel everything positive. They feel everything happening for a reason. They are capable of guiding another person. So that is the thing I'm talking about. Instead of you breaking down and also discouraging another person, please be there for that person. I used to conduct classes for Tamil Nadu police in all the levels. So when we used to have a conference hall like this and we used to talk and people used to tell their own grievances. When I say, can someone sing? All of a sudden I'll say this. Can someone please sing? You won't believe. They will jump like kids, LKG kids. They'll be like, na parra. So the cops that we see, so rough and so tough humans, have a soft corner that they also want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be accepted. They want to showcase who they really are. So I'm damn sure every one of us need that, right? We all want to be heard. And we, humans, are social animals. I can't say I don't need anybody. I can survive all by myself. No. You definitely need people around you. And when you are depressed, especially, when you have people around you, you actually feel better. We say that when you are depressed, do not sit inside a room. The wall, if it is very close to your, if it is cutting your eyesight, please don't be there. It will worsen your depression. Instead, step out. Go to a place where there are more people. You'll feel better. So we need to understand mental health is extremely important, and it's very, very vital at this point of time where youngsters are also going through a lot of stress, be it educational or financial, whatever be it, your mind matters. And if your mind is fine, your family is fine, your company is fine, and you get a progress in life and you get a satisfaction. We call something called emotional hygiene, where whatever a person is successful, if he's not happy within, if he doesn't have peace of mind inside, then he's a failure. Don't you accept that? So we always focus on that quality of life, not quantity of life. Living for 100 years is nothing. Whether you're living with some purpose, some constructive thoughts, positivity, being helpful, being there for another person, being happy within, having that peace of mind is most important. And again, I want to emphasize, please, let's unmute all the stereotypes, taboos, stigmas attached to mental health. You won't believe, I went to a college in Chennai and I was conducting a workshop like this. I was asking, what do you think about mentally sick people? What is your idea? The college students, they gave me replies which is so unaccepted. Some people said, கடிச்சிடுவாங்க. Some said, அவங்க கூட பழகுனா நமக்கும் வந்துரும். It's contagious. Some said, அவங்க கூட இருந்தால் என்னை வேறு யாரும் ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டாங்க. People will keep me away. College students. But one good news is, from the time I started my career to today, I see a drastic change. At least people are coming forward. They are letting us know that I am going through something. Please help me. Which was not the case earlier. Someone used to pull them inside. And they'll be so resistant. They'll be like, no, I'm fine, no problem. But nowadays, I can see people are walking in. They're saying, something is wrong, doctor. Can you please clear that? I think I need to come out of this. And there is something called neuroplasticity. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. If you train your brain in a particular fashion, the brain will adapt itself and the shape of the brain changes itself according to what you feed in. So we are blessed with that, and we have to be happy and grateful, and we have to not only have that peace of mind but also share it with others around. And as a psychologist, I think it's my duty and responsibility to make people understand that it's absolutely normal to undergo any sort of mental health issues at any point of your life. And another taboo, a very common taboo in our country is men should not cry. ஆம்பளைன்னா அழக்கூடாது. See, these are the taboos I was talking about. If you get into it, you can't see any logic behind it. If it pains, if it hurts, let him cry it out. So this is what I was mentioning about the taboos. Please unmute them. This is going beyond a point. We can't handle it. Because at times people will come forward, but someone will stop them. Vena போகாத ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்லாம் போகாத. So please help people understand, and they should know mental health, well-being is most important, and we have to propagate it. We have to give proper informations regarding all these issues instead of giving these taboos. And most importantly, success is not measured by money or years of life, but by the quality of life and your mental health. And mental health in a way is contagious. If you are happy, your family is happy and your society is happy. So we can spread that positivity, and we can also spread a lot of happiness around us. And most importantly, I will again emphasize, please don't push away people with mental health issues. Even in college, with your classmates, if someone is upset, please don't make fun of them. Please don't bully them. Please don't corner them. Instead, either you just go and sit next to them. Just your presence will help. Or listen to them actively without any judgments. Or just let them seek help. Don't stop them. And me, in my career, I've seen many cases. It can be husband-wife counseling, or it can be premarital counseling. Teenagers. That's the most interesting part, teenagers counseling. And personality issues. There are a lot of issues, anxiety, depression, phobia, mania, everything other. But when it comes to teenagers, recently a major problem is addiction towards gadgets, be it cell phone or social media. So they are so addicted. In fact, I even noticed today that some of the students sitting on the pavement, they were so addicted inside the phone, they didn't even notice that we were crossing by. So it's a very normal scene nowadays. But what happens because of that matters. There is something called brain rotting. Have you heard of it? brain rotting. So your brain is rotting. You cannot think. Your cognition is so poor that your decision making, focus, concentration, memory, your goal setting, everything is distorted. And you get so impulsive, you get so aggressive, you get violent when that phone or whatever gadget is grabbed from you. This actually completely spoils you, that you cannot connect with your other person, you cannot socialize, and it gives a lot of insecurity, and your self-image and self-esteem drastically goes down. So these are the things recently happening which I am seeing a lot in my clinic, and then comes the relationship issues. There is something called toxic relationship. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. When it can not necessarily lovers, no? It can be even friends. So if one person is toxic, over controlling, over possessive, very impulsive, always naggy, and doesn't allow the other person to progress, then it can be called a toxic relationship. Again, it will affect your mental health, well-being. Then comes, recently there are a lot of terms, you people will be knowing, all youngsters. There is something called breadcrumbing, ghosting, right? So these are all unnecessary complications that we are building around us. Because as such, we have a beautiful life. If you enjoy it sensibly, we can do wonders. That's what our ancestors did. But now we are done with things. There are some people who are ambitious, who are behind their goals. But majority of them, when I ask my teenage patients, like, what do you want to become? They are clueless. They're like, I didn't think about it. Why? I don't know. My parents have all properties and money for me, so I don't have to do anything. Then how will you have the quest? Humans need to have, right? They should know what to do next, what we are behind of. So recently that is another issue, where people are clueless of what they want, what they desire, what gives happiness to them. And then comes social media. Social media literacy is zero in our country among youngsters. They just take it for their advantage. How many of you have more than one account? Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Come on. It's very common. Very few people only have one account. Otherwise, everyone have multiple accounts. Why? Because we are comfortable with the anonymity. When we are hiding our identity, we are ready to talk, we are ready to mingle, we are ready to say something. But when you are coming in front as yourself, you are scared, you are anxious, you have phobia, you have restrictions, you have inhibitions. So do you understand the difference? Why are you not able to handle your own identity? Because you feel it's not worthy enough. You feel it won't be accepted by others. So that is where the problem starts. All of these things will not result overnight. As I told you right from your childhood, whatever happens to you, sculpts your personality. And when you actually land up in a problem, that's where we understand, okay, all this has contributed towards this. So we have to be extremely careful. Again, I'm telling, unmute all those taboos, all those stereotypes and stigmas attached to mental health well-being. Actually, whoever spoke before me, somewhere they would have come across my topic. They cannot avoid it. They will definitely come across, because first humans should be humans. Then only we can think about the betterment. So to remain as humans, I think we need to have that inside us, the human qualities, not the animalistic behavior. So most of the issues in today's world is happening because not a mob, because of a single individual. The single individual's instigations, the triggers, selfishness. So these things are automatically resulting in criminal activities. So many that we can't even imagine. So cruel. Why? As we lose our humanity, the animalistic behavior rises up. But surprisingly, animals are having more compassion nowadays. But humans are losing that slowly because we are clueless what we have to follow. So I think it's high time, let's all celebrate humanity, let's all be good humans to ourselves and to others around. And again, what is most important? Mental health well-being. So I'm again emphasizing because we are in the verge of it. We are losing many people to this, and I don't want it to continue. Of course, I'll be getting more patients, that's a different story, but that's not what I want. I want a quality people around me. When I step into a street, I should feel secured. I should feel safe, and I should feel that there are people who are going to help me instead of what's going to happen, who's going to do what to me. So in that aspect, I think we have to work together. So with that, I will end my speech. Thank you for being wonderful audience.